We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, and this is the Land Academy Show, even though we're on water. This is Land Academy is the place to go for the education, tools, and support you need to start and or grow your land investment business.
Hey, our format's a little different. Jill and I are in the back of our boat here in San Diego, attempting to adjust to new equipment and adjust to each other and everything else. So I hope you enjoy
Let's
it.
talk more about adjusting to each other. Do you know what? Let me start by saying, do you have any idea what goes into a podcast? Now make it times 10 times harder because you're in a different location. Then make it 100 times harder because it's with your partner
Yes.
that you sleep with and
Person
eat
you
with
like, yeah.
and do everything with within this close proximity right now. By the way, you better have a solid relationship going into this kind of a thing. So, but that's a whole nother show. We will do that. So
This is episode 2255. And you would think by now we knew what we were doing. We know how to buy and sell land. It's
Yeah.
the podcast part of it.
exactly. All right. So today, thank you very much. Today we are talking about how to get any land deal, funded in 2025. We want to go into kind of a deeper dive today and then have a conversation about everything that goes into land deal funding, because I think there's a lot of confusion out there. So I'm going to start with this topic. First of all, I'm going to talk about just what goes into it, like what kind of deal you should present, or just big picture. That's okay.
Yeah.
So when you're getting a deal funded, I know a lot of people think like, okay, I'm buying a house, I'm getting a house funded, that kind of a thing. I'm a flipper. So what goes into that, a lot of people are tending to they either try to save up a lot of money, they're waiting for somebody to die, get an inheritance. I'm not kidding. I've heard all of these scenarios play out, or they're going to a bank and getting out a loan. And that's really the most likely one. I see people doing that all the time. They're like, here's what you do. You go to the bank, you get the loan, you borrow this much, you can buy the property, and then maybe even rent it out. Maybe you flip it, fix it, sell it, everybody gets paid back. That's one possibility. The other thing is you're taking the triage, you keep it, take the triage, what you get for the rent and the payments and all that. I'm like, all this stuff makes my head hurt. And it's not fun.
Where does that confusion come from?
Where does it come from?
Yeah, all of a sudden,
What do you mean?
everyone's asking, how do I have to prove myself to you to get a deal funded?
Oh, that's not even it. I think people don't even realize how easy it is.
That's my point. So we're here
yeah.
to dispel the confusion.
Exactly. So I'm thinking about these people too, talk about stressful, and worrisome and the carrying costs and all that. So let me fast forward why we're talking about this today. People come into any type of investment world, they always think that I have to have $200,000 or somebody behind me with $200,000 to be any kind of investor. I just can't do it. And I really want you to know that you can. That's the whole point today. And I'm sure you're going, whoa, 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 pulling over. Now you have my attention. What do you mean I can be a real full-time investor of any type of property? Doesn't matter what it is. And I don't need to have, $500,000 to do this. And that's the truth. So you want to...
Yeah, here's the deal. I want you to just take a few steps back. If you have a great business idea, or let's say, even more specifically, you found a piece of real estate because you were sitting at the end of a bar one day and somebody said, I've got this piece of real estate that I want to sell. My dad just died. I don't care what the price is. If you want to buy it, that'd be great. Just tell me what the price is. And you do. You give him a ridiculous offer, and he says, yes, I do. Okay, great. I want to do the deal. Well, what do? The first thing you say is, I don't have any money. Who am I going to call?
Now it comes into the topic. Where am I going to get the funding?
Am I supposed to be in the topic?
You are in the topic.
So the first thing you should do is say, well, who's got money in my life? Well, my brother does, or my sister does, or somebody. And so you go to them and you say, look, I have this piece of real estate. I offered the guy $30,000. He just wants to sell it. I know it's worth $80,000. Here's why. I looked on the internet. All the other properties that have in the area have sold for around $80,000. I'm buying it for, what did I say, 30?
I don't even remember.
Some number, they're like 30. Hey brother, hey sister, hey dad, what do you say? We buy this thing, don't do anything to it, resell it, and make that, that amount of profit, let's say, $40,000 or $50,000 by the time it's all done, and then we split it. That is exactly minus one single page agreement that you would do the deal with us, specifically with Jill and I, or usually just about anybody in Land Academy. That's how we instruct this to go on.
Exactly.
The opposite end of that, it's that simple. So it's about an amazing real estate transaction. It's not about you and your credit score or how much money you have or don't have. It's about the deal. The absolute opposite of that is probably, and that's probably where this confusion might be coming from, is if you go and get a mortgage. Geez, if you go and get a mortgage, they want to know where you work. They want to know what your credit score is, how much money you make or don't make. They're going to judge you and shame you.
You may not even qualify.
Yes.
Back up too.
There's
Let's just go assume,
nothing like that.
Assume everything just goes in there. That's what's so interesting and why I really want to talk about this. And I say this from people that ask us questions about it all the time. Like, whoa. Especially this summer. We have a really good, healthy group of new fired up investors that have joined Land Academy. And I know this is one of the reasons, because we did a 3-day session in July, and this was one of the topics, which was, I'm really trying to get, and that's the whole point, we're trying to get the word out. You can be an investor tomorrow. You don't have to have a couple grand or go take out a loan or run up your credit cards, whatever it is. Just find those great deals like Jack was talking about. You perfectly described an amazing deal. And the whole thing is, I want to caution you too, because when you go to a family member, they don't get it.
Yeah.
That's our first instinct is this probably, I just can't do this. Number one, I can't be an investor. It doesn't matter. I don't have the money. Nobody in my family has the dough, which is really most likely.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is, wait a minute, what if I don't have to worry about the dough? That's the point today. You don't have to worry about the dough. It just has to be an amazing deal. Like Jack spelled out, a buy for 30 because it's worth 90,000. So you sell it for 60, 70, 75,000. Your buyer's happy, everybody's happy, and it sells fast because it's really worth 90. That's the whole thing. So the investor piece and the deal funding is the whole thing. So we talked about, I think we understand the process now. Or let me back up and just explain again the whole process, start to finish. You would only have to be, which is what we're very good at, is an acquisition machine. That's it. You need to find them, secure them, go, I've got the deal, I'm ready to open escrow, don't know where the money's coming from, but it is amazing and locked in. So that's step one of the process. Step two, you reach out to someone like us. We have a website, it's landfunding.com. Anybody can use it, you don't have to be a member. Because if you've got a great deal, I don't care where it came from or who you are, we'll figure this out together because it's a great deal. So you just need to now submit that deal, and get it in front of the right people. The people like us, the people within Land Academy. We'll look at it and go, yep, shoot, you are right. This is a great deal. Yeah, I'm glad you opened escrow. I'm standing by. Tell me what you need and tell me where to wire the money. When you want it and where you want it. That's kind of it. You guys will do a simple, like Jack was saying, we do a simple 1-2 page agreement. That's all that we do. It doesn't go to escrow. It's not shared with the planet. It's, between us and you, of what we all outline, what we're going to do, what you're going to do, whose name's on the deed, who's going to market it, how we're going to make the decision together, and how the money's going to get split at the end, and when each of us are going to get paid back, kind of thing.
This isn't new.
Yeah.
And we're not here to complicate things. Hundreds and hundreds of deals get funded like this every year in our group, probably more. Those are the ones we know about. And so this isn't a new process. We're not new at this. Jill and I have done over 16,000 deals, as you know, if you've been following us we've been in business for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
our process is correct and it's kind of free form. This whole process was created for you to focus on one thing, finding great real estate deals, and then leaning on the lifelong experts or career experts to guide you through, cashing a check at the end.
Mm-hmm. Well, preferably, I'll be honest with you, preferably you know what you're doing. Those are my favorite deals. So so now you've got the deal, submit it to us. For us, it's a 24, sometimes less, 24, 48, depending if it's a weekend or something, for me to get off the boat, get logged in, not off the boat, but be in the harbor, let's just say, and have time to look at the deal. That's what goes on. And then it's really easy when I have time, when I get to sit down and look at deals, and I'll do several at a time. It takes me 5 minutes per deal to have an idea of like, yeah, this is going to be good. Let's move it forward. A or B, I'll write you back and go. Like it's either, here's going to be the responses and the response time, 24, 48 hours as a response time. And you're either going to get a green light right away, or you're going to get a, hey, I love it. I need these 3 things checked. Or you're going to get a, shucks. I wish it was this price, or I'm not sure about this. That's option 3. And then option 4 is, this doesn't make sense, and here's why. If you can solve this, we can do it. If not, I don't think anybody should do this deal. So that's really what you're going to get back from me. It comes from me through my team right back to you. So no matter what, you're going to get some good, constructive feedback on why I like or don't like the deal. And I'll tell you, it's not always money. I'm not always saying, oh, it's great, can you get it for half? Sometimes I do, because it's just, and you're like, I kind of knew that. Usually you're gonna know too. If you're in our world, you're gonna go, yeah, I kind of thought you would say that, thank you for telling me. Sometimes I have people go, whoa, thank you for finding that, I didn't even spot that. Sometimes you're gonna go, okay, got it, thank you, I'll call the county, I'm gonna figure that out, kind of thing. And sometimes you're like, yeah, you're right. I totally missed that. Thank you for saving us.
Yeah.
That's a nice thing too about deal funding. Not, I know a lot of people have said this to us, even on our Thursday member call. When you and I spot things and save people, they're like, oh my God, I would have totally missed that. That's why I have you guys. And we can lean into our 16,000 plus, I don't know what it is now, transaction memory bank and go, oh, I've been in this situation, this doesn't work, or you know what, we can get around this, and here's how you do it. And most people don't know that. That's another huge one too that you get working with us. So
it's a perfect deal. What would you like to,
that's a good question.
What's a great deal that you want to see submitted that you're gonna like, oh, we're gonna fund this, we're gonna do great?
Okay, it is in it's in a state that has year-round great temperature, so I don't have to worry about too much seasonality swings, I'll be honest with you. But it does have some seasonality, so I can see what's coming. I know how it goes. I know buy now, I know sell then, but not drastic like, Uray, Colorado kind of thing. So the perfect deal is, it's still a great area. They did their red, yellow, green tests 30 days ago, and this is the first group that's coming in. It's beautiful. It has all the 8As. That tells me too, and the person tells me all the 8As in the posting, like, I know it has ACUS, it's the acreage I want, it's affordable, it's got this attribute, everybody's alive, everything adjacent's beautiful, I'm not afraid, and I've got 6 more people I've got to call back, so I have my abundance. Those are the A's. The person's like, I know what to do, I'm already open to escrow. I've loved this person, Carol with ABC Title, and she says we can close in 3 weeks, Jill. I need nothing. I've already found an agent that I love in the area, and I talked to them, and they can't wait to get this listing because they think they've got 3 potential buyers that they couldn't find properties for them a month ago, and one of them is, this is going to fill what they're looking for, that kind of a thing. And you know what's funny? I didn't even talk math. I didn't even talk money yet. It's kind of like the situation and the person, and we all know it's going to sell. And so now then the math is, for me, and this is me personally, I kind of want there to be at least like a 30% or $30,000 profit, kind of the minimum that we're splitting. I want to make 15 and you make at least 15, whatever, depending on the work, however we work it out. Then I feel good about it. So, but I'll tell you right now, I know there's people in Land Academy, they'll split $5,000 with you. So don't worry about it. You could have a property that you know, buy for 4 and sell for 10. And, you know, by the time you back out closing costs and things like that, you're splitting $5,000 and they're really happy with that because it went really fast.
I mean, I can tell
easy
you
check to write.
from serious experience that if the deals doesn't have some serious fatal flaw or unsolvable attribute, let's say it that way, then somebody's going to fund it. It might not be us, but somebody will in our group.
Yeah.
This is why we started Land Academy. We
One of the
started
big
Land
reasons.
Academy to because we were constantly running out of our own money to do real estate, really good real estate deals. And what we found out is that everybody else is kind of in the same situation. So if you have a bunch of experience and you're running out of money all the time, a lot of times it's happening because you're buying and reselling houses because it's so capital intensive. You know, we own a company called House Academy too that we do the same thing. So did you finish the speech on what the perfect deal was? I'm sorry.
I'm not sure. I lost my train of thought.
I wonder why.
Oh, I think I did. I think I answered it, and it just, that's my perfect deal. It wasn't about the math, but it's more about the situation and the individual, and the property checks all the boxes, and that's how I roll anyway. You know, one of the things about us is more experience that I have. You would think I'd be a little more relaxed, I guess, about some deals, like, because I know how to solve it. I know how to get out of that jam. But the more deals that we've done, and I oversee that, I'm like, oh, I'm even pickier now because I can be. It doesn't have to be, you know. I'm not gonna take any risks. How's that? So that's a good thing too. If you're looking for me, especially our deal funding, then I'm gonna save you and make sure we don't make any mistakes or take any risks. That's really important. What were you gonna add now that I finished my perfect deal?
I can't emphasize this enough. Joe and I have just decades and decades of experience doing this, and we didn't create this environment to cause problems for you.
Yeah.
We truly have made this as easy as possible, and we've tried everything. We tried different ways to reach sellers, and we tried using bank financing and all of that. Land Academy is the result of all of those things, and we have figured out over 40 plus years this is the right way to do it, or the easiest way to do it, or the most profitable way to do it.
Yeah. And another thing that I want to hit home, I think, is my last point for deal funding, getting a land deal funded in 2025. You don't have to be a pro. It's perfect for newbies. So let me tell you how this goes. You're brand new to Land Academy, you're all excited, you saved up just enough money to get going, get some mail, send it out there. You don't have enough money to buy the deals, which is perfect. We don't need that. Just get the mail out there. That's where all your money should go. You know, understand everything. Spend a good 3-6 months learning everything, right? Get your mail out, let the deals come back to you, let somebody else be the bank. This is perfect for people who are new to this. Let someone else be the bank. Why? As we just talked about it, you know, A, you're not spending your own money, and B, you have another pair of eyes. And then C, if you need any help through the process, you know, we're going to help you with this deal, because I don't have to fail too, because my money's on it, right? I'm going to make sure that we do this right and it goes well. And if you need me, you call me. I'm here. I can answer any questions and help you with it. So you're a newbie. You've been using other people's money. You've done 5, 6, 7 deals, let's just say. You're making sure that you're making at least 50. You're doing it with me. You're banking $15,000. So now you're in December, and now you have $100,000 of your own money. Like, oh, maybe more at those. You know, maybe you have $150,000 now in your bank, and you're like, you know what? And then here's what will happen, because again, speaking from experience,
I can tell when you get excited.
I do. I call you and I say, hey, you got any more? What's going on? You're like, ha, ha, ha. Thank you, Jill. I really appreciate it. I no longer need your money. Like, oh, like, but I get it. I understand. You're like, thank you. I can now fund my own deals. I don't have to split the profit. Like, I know, and I get it, and I'm proud of you, and I'm happy for you. So now, you go along. Let's just say you're rolling in year 2. So you come up for air. You've got $300,000 to $500,000 of your own money in your bank. So now you're like, I'm rolling into year 3. How do I want to make that grow even faster and not work that hard? This is just only because it's happened. We've been doing Land Academy now for 10 years, over 10 years. You know, investing ourselves way before that, but Land Academy 10 years, and I watch people do this. So year 3, you're like, no, I'm going to be the bank for the new guy. And that's what happens. So now you can be doing your own deals while you're quietly over here funding deals for some of your peers in Land Academy, and they're doing all the work. You're just like, oh, look, check showed up today. Great. You know, you're not even thinking about it. It only took you a few minutes in the very, front end, remember, to approve the deal. It took another few minutes in the middle when you were sending over, the bank wire and any, LLC or whatever documents they need because you're going on the deed. And then the next thing you know, the money pops in kind of thing, and you're really up and running. So I love that. That's a natural progression of what really could happen.
Yep.
And I'm being conservative. I'm gonna tell you too. I'm like trying to be like. There's people in Land Academy that go for it, with these crazy numbers, and I'm like, let's be calm and realistic. I want you to be in your comfort zone, but a little bit out of your comfort zone.
That's the greatest advice ever.
Thank you.
We just bought a sailboat.
Yeah, talk about being out of your.
We're out of our comfort zone.
You know what? I'm gonna say we're a little bit into our comfort zone, which is true. But like being on the water, the boat ownership is nothing new to you. This is actually totally new to me.
Yeah, really?
Well, because boat number, whatever boat was, the last San Diego boat was you. The middle California boat was still kind of you. I kind of looked at it as your boat.
Yeah.
That I would get to go on and have mimosas with my friends and go whale watching.
That's
So
pretty specific.
That was really all. That's what I did on that. So I don't even remember during COVID, we had a lot of pictures of us on the boat because we could go take the boat out. That was allowed to be done. Then anyway, and now here we are doing this. This is really new.
Here, I'll give you a look.
Oh.
This is the boat. This is Joe. This is a slip in downtown San Diego. Pretty serious warship just went by.
Awesome.
I say this not to brag, but to encourage you.
Exactly. All right. That was awesome. Now we're going to go into the second segment of our show today, which is what you're working on. So, and we have a win today that our team posted for us. And it's a win today. Sometimes we do a little topic and talk about something someone's working on. Sometimes we just share something great. And this comes from a member named Mark who shared, I just joined Land Academy. I couldn't be more ready for this. I love that. That's not just I'm more excited, I'm more whatever about it. Like, I'm ready. So I am curious, like, what's your definition of ready? If you came into Land Academy and you said, Jill, out of my way, I'm ready.
I did a bunch of research. I did what I needed to do in my head, and with my pocketbook, and with people that are in my life, my immediate environment. Had spoke with them, and I'm ready for this. Meaning, I've spent a lot of time thinking about it and moved some stuff around in my life, and it's not a
whim.
flippant decision. Yeah, that's what it means to me.
I like that. I appreciate that. I think that's awesome.
This is segment 3. We just talked about what you're working on. This is what we're working on. we are making a concentrated effort to shift, because we're getting a little bit older, to be more intentional with our time. And so what that really means to me, and I love this topic, I love the entire topic of intent. Instead of just letting things happen to you, you're making them happen, or you're intentionally saying, all right, I'm going to work from, do something from 8 in the morning till 10 in the morning, then from 10 till 12, or some version of just being more intentional with your time. And then honestly, this is truly one of the things that I've been wanting to do, is buy a boat like this. And Jill and I really sat down and took a look at all the aspects of making a decision like this, and decided that it was time for us to be more intentional about everything, instead of kind of letting our schedule kind of took over our lives. And so we said, you know what, we're going to make this more specific. And so I'm going to really encourage you. I remember the last time I did this, which was, when I started buying and selling land, and around the mid 1990s, and I had a lot of stuff going on. I had a regular job. Almost till the year 2000, and then I had two entire businesses on the side. So you have no choice at that point to be really intentional. So I asked Jill recently. This is a somewhat unrelated topic, but it'll come back to it. What is more? Why are you so successful? How did this happen to us? And she said, because we are consistent.
We did it. We put our heads
We're
down.
consistent.
That's
what she said, without thinking about it. Which is another way of saying we're intentional.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't encourage this enough. You just have to get really organized and be intentional with your time.
Okay, here's the Jill version. I gotta show you. Okay, here. That was a beautiful speech, and it sounds like, which is really good. Which that is for you. For Jack, it's true. Really, you're really good at chunking out time. So my way of doing this is clearing the calendar. My way of being intentional with my time is I want all the time. Does that make sense? I like when I have a day and there's nothing on there.
There's nothing intentional about that.
I know.
Nothing.
No, I intentionally put nothing on my calendar. So that's my point. Tomorrow's Friday. I can look at Friday and go, oh, that's awesome. What do I want to do tomorrow? Kind of thing. So, but yeah, we do look at things different, obviously. And I totally agree with you. We are, I gotta say, I think what's really happening with us too, I think we're scaling back and I love what you're saying, being intentional about what we're doing, and it's also we're intentionally saying no to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Whatever we say yes to, we're committed. We still do that.
This is episode 2255.
Yeah.
That didn't happen because we just did a podcast, whatever Jill feels like it.
Which was my first choice. I always
Do you feel like recording today, Jill?
No,
not really.
I don't have anything to talk
we don't.
about.
And then my answer would be, oh, don't worry about it, sweetheart. We don't have to record today. That's not what happened. It's in the calendar.
Oh, boy. I'm going to stop right here and get to a listener question before we go down a dark rabbit hole that I can't get out of. All right. So this question came to us from Jose. Then it came from our Land Academy, one of our Land Academy Facebook groups. Jose wrote, I'm working with a list of parcel numbers and they are tax delinquent. Does anyone know the best way to get information about the owner for direct mail? My first question is, I wonder where he got the list.
So I cut my teeth on back tax property long before Land Academy and long before I sent out mailers. And I can tell you, it's an incredibly difficult way to go, and here's why. Not picking on you, Jose, but here's the deal. You can go get a list of back tax deed parcels from a lot of counties. In the county, there will be just a huge list of assessable parcel numbers, and you have to go through them one by one to see if you actually want to buy it anyway. So imagine that you go through 200 of those and you decide you want to buy 3 of those. Well, guess what? Everybody else is doing the same thing. So it took you, I don't know, a day and a half to review all those properties. when you could have been spent a day and a half doing a 10,000 unit mailer, reaching 10,000 people, and having the hundreds or people or so who are really interested in selling their properties contact you. You let the mail do the work, all the leverage work for you. And so I don't think that analyzing back tax property, all those properties all have back taxes on them for a reason.
Well, they'll be included in the mailer anyway.
Yeah.
So I used to have a saying, and I don't discriminate at all, whether or not you pay your taxes. I'm gonna hit everybody. When I say me, it's Jack sending the mail out, but I've always loved that. Whether you're and then we find that, I would find that on the very first phone call. Do you know where you are in the taxes? And then I go look it up anyway, but I always ask. I can't tell you how many wonderful properties we have bought over the years, over the decades, from so many people that are not behind on their taxes. People automatically assume that, oh, bingo, this is the one. Maybe not. There's so many wonderful people that are just paying their taxes. They still don't want the property. There's still something going on they got to sell. They didn't know they didn't have to pay their taxes.
If buying back tax property was profitable, I'd still be doing it. It's not.
Yeah.
Once in a while, you're going to get lucky and make a couple $1,000, maybe 10. But the amount of time and energy that you'll put into lined up against the amount of time and energy you put it into the Land Academy way is, you're going to make 10 to 20 to 30 times the money.
Exactly.
You're going to burn yourself out looking up APNs and analyzing the property.
I think this is still a big topic because I think this is the way some people just run their whole business. I think there's people in the land investment space that this is it. They're zeroed in on back tax property. And so for me, I feel bad because they're missing so much good stuff out there. But on the other hand, I'm like, yay!
Jill,
They're not mailing the people I'm mailing.
In the 70s and 80s, brokers would call you, you would find deals. How you were sourcing deals was not the right way.
True.
We go out and get the deals and create a real estate deal. And so do you as a Land Academy member. We don't wait for the deal to come to us. Back tax property it's just not the way to do it. His question was, where do you get the information about who owns the property?
We spent 5 minutes on why not to do it.
There's a ton of places all over the internet. Yeah. We own a company called parcelfact.com. You can look up the APNs there and get to just about every single thing you need to know to analyze a piece of back tax property on parcelfact.
Exactly. Just put in state, county, APN, and it's right there. Yep. You'll have it all. And then you decide. It's just, but like you said, it's such a slow way to go. And then one more point I want to make about this. Too often, these properties are riddled with big problems. I always think of this La Jolla Cove. Anybody who knows La Jolla Cove, and where the sea lions are, where you walk down the hill to the little beachy area there, and there's these two homes that have been there since I was a child, and they were boarded up when I was a child. So you can decide how many years ago that was. But anyway, they're all boarded up, and I'm sure every year there's people that roll up to them going, "Oh, honey, this is it. This is our investment opportunity. Look where we are." For some reason, these two houses have slipped through the cracks. No, there's somebody died, probate, some kind of mess going on there, or I think maybe they are paying the taxes, and that's why they can just sit there in that condition and nothing's happened. No one's built on them or anything like that. So I haven't been by there in the last, months. So I haven't looked at them lately in case there's something going on, just so you know. But that has been that way for so long. I always remember that. So I think about these back tax properties. Often if things are falling apart, they're in decay. I think of a back tax piece of land like a house that's falling apart and everybody just walked away and just left it. There's usually something else going on. There's usually some situation that can't be undone. And sometimes even the taxes can build up so much. This happens even with land. The back taxes can just hit this number, this high dollar amount, that it doesn't even make sense now. The only thing that makes sense is to let it go back to the county, let them take it back, reset it, get it out to auction, and start fresh.
There's a county in Arizona that has 30,000 properties on the back tax lien list.
Yeah.
You know how long it would take to go through 30,000 properties? It's not possible. If you had an
I'd
army,
give up.
if you had an army of VAs in the Philippines, you still couldn't get through it.
Yeah.
You know how long it would take you to do a 30,000 unit mailer just to mail everybody and say, I'll just to mail every single person on that back text list.
Yeah.
30,000. It would take about 5 hours.
Exactly.
So why wouldn't you just do that?
All right. This has been awesome. I am so glad that you joined us. And by the way, if you want to spend even more time with us, you can. Every week on Thursday, we host a Land Academy Zoom closed member call, and you are welcome to attend one time as our guest. So all you need to do is send a note to support@landacademy.com, and they will give you'll get a ticket via email.
Oh, a ticket?
It's a ticket. They called it a ticket.
This is new.
Exactly. Get a ticket to attend our live member call.
I love when new people attend this call.
Yeah.
I love it when there's new, fresh people that have crazy, weird questions. You know, Jill and I get a huge kick out of it. It's one thing to deliver a message like this in a podcast or a video or a vlog like this. It's another thing to get your questions and responses in real time so that we can engage in the entire process and get your stuff answered. So get a ticket.
Get a ticket. It's a good kind of ticket.
Hey, if you like this episode, please drop us a comment. If you share a win or a question, we might feature it on the next episode.
Awesome. All right, what do you think of this new? Before we totally wrap this up, I got to ask you a little side personal question. How did all this go today?
I think it's great. I hope we're delivering the content that about this topic. You know what the audience can answer.
Yeah, let us know.
So,
Like,
who cares about the background, Jack and Jill? I just want to make some dough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy some real estate.
that's right. The potential for equipment failure was not worth the new setting.
That's it.
That's right. Rent a hotel room. There we go. All right. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next week.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
And inspiration.
to buy undervalued property.